Hello and welcome back to Out of the Park Baseball 26 and your AL East Division leading Baltimore Beeholes. We're sitting on a record of 67-42 at the trade deadline, and that puts us 4.5 games clear of Tampa Bay, 12 ahead of the New York Yankees, so everything's looking great for the playoff run. And we still have Jackson Holliday and, to a lesser degree, Will Vest injured and hurting the team by not being there. But we are holding up pretty well. We made a few changes close to the deadline, interesting trades. We got Chris Sale, and then we got rid of him, and we got Ben Brown for him. So this looks like a good trade for our future. And then we also traded back for Kyle Isbell. We were able to dump Garrett Cole out of our DFA screen for that. And onward. Let's sim a couple of games and see how things go. We're going to go ahead and go past the trade deadline because we made all our interesting moves. Boy, that save really is starting to bloat. I'll see if I can do something about that. We win 11-8 in 12 innings against Boston, and we get our update, and we're getting smoked. Tarek Skubal has dropped in control. Will Klein in AAA has lost stuff. Let's see if there's anybody else important. Griffin Burkholder, one of our prospects, is developing nicely. Braden Jaska developing nicely. And that's about it for development. Nothing crazy going on in the emails here, it looks like. And let's sim ahead a couple more games. We'll do this series against the Rockies, see how it goes. A loss and a win, and hopefully we take it. And we do. We take it 5-4. And Ben Brown goes to 1-0, 5.1 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 3 Ks. Nice solid performance, just what we were hoping to get out of him. Okay, we're going to sim through a bit more of August and be back with you. It's now August 17th, and we've improved to 77-47, so we are way out ahead in our division. Taking a look at the stats, we've got a couple guys hitting 350 this year, and Kyle Schwarber, 124 games deep, has hit 52 home runs. So he has got, 38 games left? He could crack 70 this year. That would be pretty cool. We've got a pile of guys with an OPS over 1,000. And already Pete Crow has put up 6.7 batter war. So a pretty wild season for the hitters. On the pitching side, we only have one pitcher with an ERA under 3. But Clase is pretty close to the top in saves, which is nice. Skubal's on the K's leaderboard, has a chance to take that. So yeah, that's all looking pretty nice. Logan Webb has the best FIP out there. And a pretty good ERA as well. Okay, this one's going to hurt a little bit. David Peterson, he is going to be out for 13 months. So he's done for the season, and he's done for next season. And he'll be, 32, at least 33, maybe 34 years old by the time he gets back to us. He has pitched well for us this year. He's been an above league average pitcher for the most part. So, yeah, he did some good work for us, but I think his time's coming to an end. And I don't know if we'll be able to move this contract, but we're going to have to look at some options. So if we go into our roster, here, hold on, pull up Mr. David Peterson, we will put him on the 60-day IL, and we're going to go ahead and have a look at our AAA pitchers. And I'm going to sort by innings pitched. We're looking to pick up a starter. And that is almost certainly going to be Mr. Shane Smith. We have not called him up yet. We got him right at the trade deadline a year ago. He is an extreme fly baller. We don't love that. His ratings are okay. I do like that he has 5 pitches. That's going to help. Low stamina, but our bullpen is solid. So yeah, Shane Smith is the call up. See if we can find him here anywhere. There you are. Come on up, Shane Smith, and I'm going to see what the staff wants to do. Okay, it wants to move Jordan Hicks over, which I totally don't mind. He's always been solid for us. And they're putting Shane Smith into long relief emergency starter role. That's what I would have done. The only thing I feel like changing is moving Ferrer up into a setup role. And we're going to... Who's got the most stamina? He's got 25. Bizzardo's got 25. What's Classe at? Still 30. We can bring him in as early as the 7th. That's fine. I may bring up another reliever September 1st at the roster expansion. And I might bring up my best hitter. We'll see how that goes. I oftentimes don't use the whole 28-man roster just because I don't want to dilute my talent on my team. Minnesota goes down. Let's see what happens with Philly. And Classe, I love it. You get another notification and it's like, hey, great job. And you're like, wait, that means I lost the game, doesn't it? Yep. Classe had a 37-game save streak. Pretty sweet. And we've lost Tristan Casas for 3 days. What did he do? Let's see. Rowdy players suspended by league. Tyler Molly, all right. Just an on-field conflict. Went too far and had to pay the consequences. Well, it looks like Tristan was not so much in the wrong because he only got suspended for 3 games while Molly got suspended for 7. But still, they did take out one of our best players, and that does kind of stink. So I'll be back with the September call-ups. Starting off September with some very interesting development news. Cam Canarella, one of my prospects, who is out 2 to 3 more months with a broken elbow, has somehow increased his power rating and increased his speed. So yeah, you just break your elbow and you get stronger. It's kind of like that movie Rookie of the Year. Let's go check the roster and see if there's anybody in AAA. You know what? Let's go lineups. See if there's anybody worth bringing up for the call-ups. Sorting by WRC+. Catcher Alex Jackson. I mean, he's doing great, but the stats don't really mean much with those ratings. Jay Savina seems to be hitting them fairly well, but again, those ratings, I just don't need him up here. Robel Garcia, bad ratings. Good performances. Will Simpson, he's a righty bat. Let's see what our ratio of... Now, we got the good split of righty and lefty bats. And I guess the only other... maybe call-ups are Griffin Conine and Zach Geloff. Griffin Conine only hitting 243, not hitting for all that much power. Now, I think we're going to leave him down. And Zach Geloff, how's his defense looking? It's okay, but nothing I can't cover. And then Easton Carmichael, developing nicely, and I'd love to bring him up, but not this year. So let's go over to the pitching, see if there's anybody else I want to bring in, like a hot reliever. And do we even have a good reliever right now? If we go, let's go Ks per 9. Ty Weatherly. What are you looking like? Just giving up too many walks. And Landon Harper. No. Okay. So really no call-ups this September. So on we go. Let's play this series against the Athletics and then the 4-game homestand against the Twins. Ooh. You don't want to lose to the A's. So we dropped that series and we started off Minnesota bad. We went in 12 innings. Okay, so we tie with Minnesota. Now, that puts us... It should put us still way ahead in the division. Yeah, we're still 8 games clear of Tampa Bay. So that's all looking nice. And... yeah, my roster is getting a little thin. I would love to be able to call somebody up, but it's just not working out like that. And then nothing super interesting. Trace Sweeney, what happened to him? 2 weeks day-to-day with an elbow. What is going on with elbows in this save? I don't understand. Like, elbows are getting wrecked. September 15th, nothing too crazy has happened. We've had not the greatest record our last 10 or 15 games, but we are 93-56, still 8 games ahead of Tampa Bay, and we are tied with the division-clinching Atlanta Braves for the most wins in baseball this year. So good performance by the B-Holes. And we've got a 4-game homestand against Tampa Bay and then 3 versus Toronto. See how those go. Okay, we take down Tampa Bay 3-1. In fact, 11th inning. Who is the hero? Tristan Casas with that run-scoring single. Very nice. And we lose to Toronto. And lose to Toronto. Okay, got some retirees. That's fine. We've captured the American League East. So it's nice that that's out of the way. And we win the last game against Toronto. And if we go to our standings, we're a game behind the Braves, 97-59. Let's see. Let's do some math. 156, 6 games off. So if we play 500, we'll win 100 games this year. So that's all looking nice. September 28th, and we're about to play the last game of the regular season. The B-Holes are 99-62, and we're playing a team that we are superior to, so we have better than a coin flip chance of winning 100 games this year. We have rolled 3 day-to-day injuries on Mason Wynn, Manny Machado, and Brenton Doyle in center field. So lucky we didn't roll any real injuries because they're still out there playing. So let's see what happens against Tampa Bay in the final game of the season. And we win 5-4. And another injury. So Cody Clemens out with a bruise. He'll be done for 4 days. I'm not playing in the wild card, so I think he can just rest through that. So we should be good. Let's go over to the standings and see how everything shook out. Royals, Angels, Dodgers, Reds, and the Braves have all won their divisions. Cubs, Padres, Mets in the National League taking down the wild card. And then Texas and Tampa Bay taking it down there in the AL. But there's going to have to be a playoff game, I assume. And check it out. Brenton Doyle went 30-30 this year. That's pretty awesome. That must be hitting above his expectation for power. I have found that Brenton Doyle overperforms in all of my saves. I've never had him underperform yet. That could just be random, but he does seem to be like the very best value center fielder in the game by a lot. So you don't have to try to get a Julio Rodriguez or someone like that. Just go with a Brenton Doyle. He's not that expensive to get. Also not too expensive to pick up is Logan Webb. And he won 2/3 of the Triple Crown this year, so great job. Lowest ERA and the most wins. Seattle did manage to take a playoff game off of, who was that? The Royals. Speaking of the Royals, Michael Massey hit for 340 this year, takes down the batting title, and Francisco Alvarez takes it down for the Mets. Also had 38 home runs this season. What a year. Schwarber only got to 60, so unfortunately he did slow down a little bit, so we didn't get to see some awesome number. Pete Crow Armstrong led in batter war, followed very closely by Francisco Alvarez. I'm not seeing a whole lot of Baltimore B-holes on here, but Kyle Tucker was good for 116 runs and 83 walks. Clemens again with the sac flies. And as always, I want to go into Henry Davis, and I want to check. Yeah, 17 hit by pitch. So he just keeps getting beamed, but it's working for us. Checking in on the pitchers, you see Logan Webb with a 3.02 ERA, takes it down in the American League. And 19 wins, tied with Shane McClanahan. Nice job there. Clase with 45 saves, second best in baseball. Skubal ends up with 222 Ks, not far off the lead. It looks like Ben Brown did walk a whole heck of a lot of people this year. That's a little unfortunate, but we'll forgive him. 3.4 walks per 9 for us is not that bad. We can live with that. Logan Webb with a 1.04 whip. I mean, he just had a fantastic year, that 148 ERA plus. And a lot of shutdowns for Class A too, in addition to those save numbers. Let's take a look at the team statistics. And first thing I always check is the fielding. And we were not so hot this year. 5.0 zone rating for the team. I think some of that could be due to Jackson Holliday's absence. But we did focus on defense a little bit in the offseason, so I'll have to take a look at where our holes are there. If we go over to the batting, we always have a lot of doubles, 305. Royals led with 335. Not as many triples. Checking in on the home runs, 256 to the league-leading Braves at 292. And total runs scored, where are we? Pretty high up, 844 to the Reds, 935. That's pretty wild. We drew the most walks in baseball, very good. And with 1384 strikeouts, pretty good ratio of walks to strikeouts there, so very happy about that. We stole 194 bases, leading the league, so we've got that tuned just how it needs to be. Decent batting average, decent on base, decent enough slugging. So our OPS our OPS for the year is 789, good for 4th in baseball. If we go over to the pitching stats, runs allowed, 676. This is where teams that I build tend to succeed in the runs against category. Home runs given up, not too bad. Walks at 439, we were quite low. I expect us to be high on the K leaderboard, and we were second. Very good. Pretty good whip for the team. Looks like tied for 4th. Average against was a little worse, but tied for, 6th? Not too bad, though. Team ERA quite good, just behind Detroit with a 388 and a FIP minus of 91. So those are your Baltimore stats. Actually, let's also check in team finances. Our attendance was lower this year, 3292. So New York had a higher attendance than us. I would expect... no, we beat out Atlanta. I would expect the Dodgers to clearly take that down. Wow, did they ever. 3.9 million attendance. But for us, we're a fairly small market team. I mean, average market, below average fan loyalty, but look at that enthusiasm. So, we will finish up today, I'll take another quick look at the lineups. I don't think I want to make any changes at all. I think we're going just fine. And we will start the playoffs. The wild card has played out. Texas is advancing along with Detroit, New York, and Chicago. Texas is going to be a tough matchup. They put up a very respectable 91-70 in the regular season. They've got a lot of strength in left field and short with Corey Seager and Wyatt Langford. And they have a pretty good pitching rotation too. Senga, DeGrom, Rocker, and Freddie Peralta. So a lot of this is going to turn on like how the older pitchers do. They both had perfectly serviceable years this year. DeGrom at 39, still playing well, but he is having some back spasms, so we'll have to hope for that. And it looks like Kumar Rocker is going to be starting their first game. And our pitching lines up, I think, pretty well against theirs with Webb and Skubal, Brown, Rodriguez. So while we do have superior pitching, they do have a number of dangerous hitters, and they also have great pitching themselves. So let's see how this series goes. First 2 games at home in this best of 5. Winning the first one, 5-3, that feels really good. I've had to make an offer to a minor league coach because someone retired. 5-3, let's see what happened. Kyle Tucker with a grand slam in the bottom of the 8th inning. That off Sir Anthony Dominguez. So Very nice job. Cody Clemens getting in there for a couple of hits. I guess that bruised hand wasn't hurting him too much. How did Webb pitch? 3 runs, 6 innings, 5 Ks. Kind of average performance. Clase with the save. Game 2 should be Tarek Skubal. And we take a 4-7 loss. Hold on, let me deal with this contract issue real quick. That man wanted $300,000 to be our high A coach, and you know what? I'm paying him because he's that good. All right, yeah, checks most, if not all, the boxes. There's the one box. It's the money box. Looks like Cincinnati advances. And we really need to win this game. Let me see who's pitching. Should be Benny Boy. Okay, Ben Brown. You were solid for us all year. Let's take it down. And a 7-3 victory. And Kyle Tucker with a solo home run in this one. Mason Wynn coming in with a 2-run homer as well. Looks like Marcus Semien tried to get them some offense, but we were too much for him. Brown went 5 innings, 1 earned run on 3 hits, 9 Ks. Fantastic job. And Edward Bizardo, a little rough stuff in the bullpen, but everyone else came through, and Clase with the save. And I'm glad that they went ahead and put in Tanner Scott late. It's good to have an experienced pitcher. Even if he didn't have the best year, he's still got great ratings. And the all-important Game 4. And this is going to be Grayson Rodriguez's chance to sort of step up, because he's been very mediocre all save. And he gets taken to the woodshed, it looks like. Tucker went 2 for 3 with 2 home runs, and it wasn't enough, unfortunately. Yeah, Grayson was done after 3, 6 runs, 7 hits. Yeah, and the rest of the bullpen got beat up a little bit as well. So we're going down to Game 5. We get 1 day of rest. And it's going to be Mr. Logan Webb. You know, we worked really hard this year. We need to get a little further in the playoffs. Let's do it. All right, 11-6 victory, setting up a league championship series with Detroit. Lars Nootbaar in the bottom of the 4th hit a 2-run homer against Kumar Rocker. Very cool. But 11 runs on 16 hits. Everybody in the lineup got a hit. Pretty nice. For some reason, looks like No, it was our normal lineup. No substitutions. That's good. And then Webb. Actually, he got kind of beat up. Only 3 2/3 innings. We pulled him, and then looks like everyone else did their job. So great news. We're moving on to the League Championship Series. In the other contest, looks like Detroit got by the Angels 3-1, Chicago Cubs 3-1 over the Braves, and Cincy blanked the Mets. Let's take a look at our next opponent, the Tigers. They're a slightly stronger team than Texas, putting up a 90-73 record. They've got a very strong starter in Luis Castillo, who started the most games this year. That's cool. And pretty good left fielder in Tyler O'Neill, although I don't necessarily agree he's that good in this game. They've got a good center fielder. We've got a better one. We pretty much have an upgraded version of everything they have, but that doesn't mean we're going to win. It just means we have an advantage. So let's give it a shot. Game 1 against Detroit, we have, it looks like we're going Skubal, Brown, Rodriguez, Webb. And Skubal with the loss. Unfortunate. See what happened. Yeah, he just got smoked. Cody Clemens stepped up with a home run. That's nice. All right, let's get some payback. Game 2 at home. And we win 2-1. The go-ahead run in the bottom of the 7th by Mason Wynn with a double. Nice job, Mason Wynn. And Ben Brown came through again, 6 2/3 inning, 1 run on 5 hits, 4 Ks, 1 walk. And we did manage to beat their ace, Luis Castillo, but we did only score 2 runs off of him. And it looks like the international amateur free agents have arrived. I will come back to that after this series. And we win 7-5 in Game 3. Brenton Doyle back tightness. Not the worst thing. Henry Davis bruised shoulder. Everyone's a little bit banged up this late in the season, but I am hoping the soft schedule here with lots of days off will help that. Kyle Tucker, by the way, was the series MVP in the last series. He hit a home run. So did Henry Davis. So did Mason Wynn. And Grayson Rodriguez got his butt kicked again. Getting a little tired of that, but everybody else held up. So we should be back to Logan Webb. And it looks like it's going to be Webb, Skubal, and Ben Brown. Logan Webb loses 5-1. Very unfortunate. Okay, what happened? Let's see. Little Timmy O'Neill. Okay. Alrighty. Well, we are 2-2. Let's see if Brown can come through again. Oh, he tried, or Skubal actually this time. Brown tomorrow. So Skubal loses again. Cal Tucker with a homer, Mason Wynn with a triple, some nice doubles, but unfortunately, it went 13 innings and we just got beat. And let me double check who's pitching. Yeah, Ben Brown is the guy I want in there. If it is, I don't think it's going to be possible to skip Grayson Rodriguez Day. So Ben Brown, you got to win it. And that is how our 3rd straight playoff appearance ends. Unfortunate. We gave it our best. We won 100 games this year. We've gotten better every year. And OOTP is just like real baseball. You know, the better teams do not often win the World Series. So, with that, we're going to put an end to Season 3. And we're going to come back strong in Season 4. Slightly older, but also slightly more experienced. And hopefully we will take it down then, and you will join me for that. Thanks again for watching. So long, and take care.